Hi, folks. Sandro here with more cartoon news and shenanigans. And today we have just some awful, terrible, and depressing news for you guys. If you haven't heard, the creator of Yu Gi Oh!, Kazuki Takahashi, has died at age 60. It's a tragedy. It's an absolute tragedy. I feel like he definitely was taken before his time. He seems to have died in some kind of bizarre swimming or snorkeling accident. We're not exactly sure, but we're gonna read just a little bit here about how he died. There's not too much to go over, but it's so sad. Yu-Gi-Oh for me, this was my childhood. You guys know, you know, I've done streams, where I tried to expand my horizons out of cartoon news and shenanigans and such. I tried doing some Yu-Gi-Oh streams. You guys really weren't interested in them, so I stopped doing those. But I love Yu-Gi-Oh. I really do. It's one of my passions for sure. I love playing it. To this day, I still play it. It's been a while since I bought cards, but I still play the game digitally online. And I love it. I've loved it since the day it first came to the playground. You know that. I remember when the very day it hit the playground. My God, I didn't. Well, my parents didn't, often give me money. They didn't. So how did I get into Yu-Gi-Oh? I got to be honest. One of the nastiest ways. Kids in the schoolyard, they would, the rich kids in the school would have the cards, and some of the other kids, just to be dicks, they would go up to them, and while the cards were in their hand, and they'd smack it out of their hand, and they'd yell "scramble," and all the cards would fly into the wind, and whoever picked them up, and that's how my first deck. The first deck I ever built in Yu-Gi-Oh wasn't because my parents gave me money. It was because I straight up ran around like a crazy chicken collecting cards on the floor, and they were damaged, and the sides were torn and scuffed. Some crazy children lit their cards on fire. Some of them drilled hole. If you have like a pen, if you have a pen and you keep circling in the same spot, it'll eventually like ink through and make a hole. These kids were crazy. These kids were crazy. But that was my first Yu-Gi-Oh deck. The first card I ever acquired in a scramble was called Mammoth Graveyard. Yeah, that's one of the worst cards in the game. Just a garbage card, but the memories. It's all about the memories. It's not about the card. It's about the memories. And I'm sad to see him go. I really am. We're going to take a look at what's going down on Reddit. We're going to see a statement from Konami. Konami issued a statement. I've seen other YouTubers' videos on this subject because it's breaking news. This just happened a few hours ago. And none of them really covered the statement from Konami. None of them, maybe it's because they didn't know about Yu-Gi-Oh! I want to go over some other stuff, not just like how he died. So let's see here. Takahashi's fans are mourning the loss of the legendary figure of the manga industry, whose creation grew into a multi-billion-dollar global enterprise. And yeah, it touched a lot of people. It wasn't just the card game, the anime, right? Like I would play the card game, and then every Saturday morning, what was it, Warner Bros, right? The WB. They had Yu-Gi-Oh on there, I'm pretty sure. And it was really awesome. We got to watch the show. We got to see some of the cards that we had in our very hands being used by Yugi and Joey, and not Tristan. Did Tristan even duel? I think Tristan had like one or two duels in the whole show. Uh, Tristan is, man, they should have put a little bit more focus on Tristan, but and also Taya. I don't think Taya got very many duels either. But definitely Joey, Yugi, Kaiba, Merrick. There's a whole bunch of them that got a bunch of duels. But yeah, it was something else. And also, I'm even discounting the manga, right? I talked about the card game. I talked about the anime, and I'm also even forgetting the video games too. Those were a bit. I used to buy the video games just to get the cards. There were very rare cards that you could only get from buying the video games. Just my whole childhood was Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, not my whole child. Um, Not my whole childhood, obviously, but a large portion of my childhood was definitely just raw Yu-Gi-Oh, just Yu-Gi-Oh, and it makes me sad to see him go here. It does make me sad to see him go. Um, I really hope they do some kind of tribute card. Like maybe make a card like dedicated towards him and call it like Kazuki the Legend or something. Just make a card in his honor and make it really powerful so like it actually stays meta relevant. I hope they do something like that. Maybe if his family knows how to draw because he is a manga artist, right? He draws. He's made Yu-Gi-Oh card like he's drawn the art for the cards, some of the cards. Maybe if his family knows how to draw, maybe one of them could make a card for Konami, and that would be so amazing. Just to have, even if it's an angel, maybe it's some kind of angel character and anything. I'll take anything just to have a tribute to the man. But let's read here. Fans of the Yu-Gi-Oh manga, anime, and trading card phenomenon are mourning the death of its legendary creator, Kazuki Takahashi. The body, and here's the weird part, how he died. The body of Takahashi 60 was found Wednesday floating off the southern Japanese coast of Nago in snorkeling gear, according to the nation's Coast Guard and reported by local broadcaster NHK. And the details surrounding his death are very unusual. Like different websites will say different things. I've read one website that says that he was actually on vacation. He decided to go snorkeling for vacation. I don't know if they're just misinterpreting facts here or just making up shit, but it seems like every site that you go to, they sort of have their different way of phrasing it, and it's very bizarre. But yeah, maybe he just was taken under. Maybe he was pulled under by the current or something. I can't explain it. I guess we'll eventually have details, but it's sad to see nonetheless. He was taken before his time. Not the first one that I've covered on this channel that was probably taken before their time, but man, it's sad to see. And let's cover some other things instead of just how he died in this weird snorkeling accident. I'm not going to read the whole article here on the Washington Post. I want to cover oh, that's so beautiful. They changed, this is like the end of the manga, right, where Atem goes back into the afterlife and he holds up his hand like that, and what a beautiful shot there. Wow. That's a real beautiful picture. I'm glad whoever edited that to be the banner, legend. And there you go. Kazuki Takahashi, author of Yu-Gi-Oh, passes away. I wonder if they link a different article with a different this is the original Japanese, huh? And there's a video. We're not going to be watching that. I don't want to. But yeah, there's tribute videos here on the Yu-Gi-Oh Reddit. How did Yu-Gi-Oh change your life? I feel like it changed a lot of people's lives. It really did. Whether it was the manga, the video games, the card game, or the anime, it touched people. It definitely, even my brothers, right? They played Yu-Gi-Oh. My brothers were never into some of the other fads, like Pokemon, for example. But they definitely got into Yu-Gi-Oh pretty hardcore, and I think I think it just enhanced my childhood. Like, it makes me smile going back and thinking about these memories. Just a great time, and here's some fan art again of Atem heading off into the afterlife. Beautiful shot there, beautiful artwork. Absolutely. Tweets from Kaiba's Japanese and U.S. dub voice actors. Let's see what they said. They probably said rest in peace. I'm not sure what it says there, but there you go. Eric Stewart. There you go. That's a name I recognize. This is incredibly sad news. So shocking and amazingly talented man. Sensei created a role that would help define my voice acting career. He once told me my version of Seto Kaiba was his favorite. R.I.P. Love Kaiba. Man, that's so sad. But it's cool. Wow. Isn't this the English voice actor for Kaiba, I thought? Eric Stewart? That's really cool. Did Kazuki speak English? That's something I'm not aware of. Or maybe Eric, maybe he talked through a translator. I'm not exactly sure. But wow, that's crazy that he actually said that the English voice actor was better. His favorite version of Seto. That's quite funny. Um, but yeah, goddamn, wow. Great respects to Eric Stewart for mentioning him. I wonder if some of the other main voice cast, like Dan Green, right? Dan Green does Yugi, I think, in the he does Yugi and the Pharaoh too. So I wonder if he made a mention of anything. But I don't have Twitter, so I'm not going to go hunt anything down. Petition to change subreddit icon to this image. That and they did it. They actually, I think they did it. Yeah, they did. Basically, wow, 1,553. So yeah, a lot of activity going on the Yu-Gi-Oh subreddit today. This is an afterword at the end of Duel Monster. Takahashi has made a series which connected people in many ways to express themselves. R.I.P. and I thank you. And there's another one. R.I.P. Kazuki. I hate to hear he's gone. Me too. Me too. Just such a sad. Of all, like, I don't want to say of all the people, but like, you never want to. I don't want anyone to die. Why do humans have to die? I always find myself asking this question. An amazing person has appeared when Yugi popped out of Bobobo's afro. What the heck? That was in the show Bobobo. In the surreal comedy manga Bobobo chapter 104, he was drawn by was he really? Oh my god. Okay. But he was drawn by Kazuki Takahashi himself specifically for this appearance. Rest in peace. I've actually don't think I've ever seen this before. I want to take a look here. I summon Osiris the Sky Dragon. Uh, and there's actually, what's really sad? The English voice actor. Oh, this character's name is Beauty. I've actually seen this show. I've seen every episode. It's called Bobobo. It's a manga, and it was on Cartoon Network. And they actually run out of budget too. The last episode, they leave it on a cliffhanger because the studio making Bobobo actually ran out of money. And this character's name is Beauty. I can't remember the voice actress, but she also played Mimi. She played Mimi in Digimon and a whole host of other different voices. She passed away not so long ago also. And there's Don Patch and there's Jelly Jiggler. Yeah, I do love Bobobo. What a funny show. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. There's Bobobo himself there. Yeah, he popped out of Bobobo's afro. Bobobo's afro, if you don't know what the heck's going on in this image, this character has he's kind of like one of those comedy that has Toon Force. Like Toon Force where like Bugs Bunny can just like pull out a hammer and just, do whatever. He's like one of these wacky characters that could just do whatever he wants to as long as it's funny. And a lot of times like an entire military will come out of Bobo's head, like weapons, like any random thing you could think of comes out of Bobo's head. So that's pretty funny that Yugi actually made an appearance there. And Show and Jump, right? Yugi and Bobobo are both owned by Show and Jump, so that's why this crossover happened. So that's pretty funny. Really awesome stuff there. Thank you, Kazuki. Let's see this sketch. I'll take a look. Yeah, that's a great sketch. And we got the Blue Eyes trilogy down here. Oh no, this is Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. I thought they were all different artworks of the original Blue Eyes, but yeah. Oh my dear God, I've just seen the news. I cannot describe my feelings right now. The man who created the game I fell in love with since I was 7 years old is now gone. Rest in peace, legend. Yeah, I'm still in shock too. Like a snorkeling accident. No, who would ever guess that? A snorkeling accident, I always thought, he would go out peacefully in his 80s or his 90s. And, there'd be a big like funeral and everyone would be sad. I never expected him to go beyond his time. Just a bizarre snorkeling accident. Assuming it was an accident. We don't know all the details. But I doubt it was like anything nefarious. I don't think it was like a secret murder or something. I think it was just an accident in the water. But R.I.P. Kazuki Takahashi, thank you for making a series that brought so much joy and created so many friendships over the years. I agree. I'll give that one a nice thumbs up. My two favorite panels from the manga. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh my god, this is that legendary scene where Kaiba uses a card to jam a gun from going off. That was wild. Yeah, absolutely. And this is something I also wanted to bring up. So the creator, Kazuki here, right? Kazuki, he actually drew a bunch of different cards in the game. And you can see here, Kazuki Takahashi dies. Investors respond by buying up copied Shiba Warrior Taro. That's this card right here, anniversary pack. I think there was a whole bunch of different cards that he drew, and something so. Every time a creator or an artist dies, it's very sad to see this, but the price of their work goes up a lot, right? Even I remember like when Michael Jackson passed away, his music immediately sold more than it ever had. It was crazy the amount of sales Michael Jackson's stuff was getting. And it happens every time. It happens. Investors are just hawks. They just want to fuel their own pockets. Of course, they were going to buy this up. But something else I wanted to talk about here was let's see if I could find it. Here we go. Magi. Okay, so the creator Kazuki there. He had a bit of a dispute with Konami, and I did want to bring this up. I know this video is very long, but I thought I wanted to talk about this because now that he's passed away, I think it would be the right thing for Konami to release these cards eventually in the way that Kazuki had wanted, okay? So what happened here? There's a bit of a controversy with this card and a couple other ones. And so Kazuki, he didn't like censorship. In different countries, they have different religious stances, okay? And this character's name was Magi Magician Girl with a star in it. I don't know how to pronounce the star, but it does have a star in it. And this card was never printed in English. You can see here, this is not a real card. In English, it was a handmade card, right? So people make their own handmade fan versions, right? This card was only released in Japanese. And the reason this card was never printed in English is because of the Ankh, or the Ankh. However, is it Ankh or Ankh? I don't know how to pronounce it. You can see right here on her chest. It's a bit tricky to see it there. But they have a tendency to remove any kind of religious symbols or weird symbols like that from some of their card artworks. And Kazuki said to Konami that you are not going to print this card. If you censor this card's Ankh, you're not printing this card ever. And to this day, they still have never printed it. And it's not only this card, it was also another card called Ankh Karibo, right? You guys know Karibo. This is another one of the cards. I believe it's never been released because it was drawn by Kazuki. And there's another card also, and this card is really wild. This is the God card. Hold on. Divine Creator God. What was the name of the card again? Yeah, here we go. This card is like you basically win the game. You basically just win the game. Let's read the effect here. If you guys know the God cards, right? You got Slifer, Obelisk, and the Winged Dragon Ra. And there's Holakti, the Creator of Light. This is a card that many fans have wanted for years, but I can't remember why. What was it about this artwork in particular that they were going to censor? I can't remember. Maybe it's because it was a creator god, and they don't. I honestly, I have no clue why this one was. Does it have an Ankh on it somewhere? Maybe it does. Oh, it does. Right in the middle. It's, they did this to so right. I don't know what it is about Konami and their fetish for removing Ankhs, or Ankhs, whatever, however you say it, right? You could see it there. It's really hard to see it, but it is right there. That's why this card was censored. But yeah, this card let's read the effect here. This is what it would be if it was ever printed in normal English. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by tributing 3 monsters whose original names are Slifer the Sky Dragon, Obelisk the Tormentor, and the Winged Dragon Ra. This card's special summon cannot be negated. The player that special summons this card wins the duel. Many people are fans of the God cards, and this is kind of like the card that is above the God card. This is the card that created the God cards, and many people have wanted this. It would be amazing if they could print these cards for the English audience without censoring them to honor Takahashi's wish. That would be so great. I would really love that. And what was the other thing? And yeah, I wanted to show Monster Reborn. So here's what Monster. I don't know what it is about Konami. Everybody knows this card. It's a legendary Yu-Gi-Oh card. Here's what it looks like in English. And I think the English artwork ended up being way better. But here's how the card looked like in Japanese. And it was the reason that this legendary artwork got made in the first place is because it was an Ankh, right? So I don't know. Konami has the thing about Ankhs. But what's really also weird is that Book of Moon, another very famous card. You can actually, it's very hard to see it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it here. Hold on. Book of Moon HD artwork. Let's see if we could get a, yeah. Yeah. Book of Moon, maybe this is the Japanese version. But, no. I think they printed it. Yeah, they originally printed it like this. It has let's go back here, right? It has an Ankh right there. It has an Ankh right there. This guy's holding an Ankh in his arm, and this guy's holding an Ankh in his arm. So Konami missed all of the Ankhs on Book of Moon, but because the card is so iconic, they never censored the artwork for this one. But it's really weird. Well, it was owned by Upper Deck, right? It was Upper Deck Entertainment, and then Konami eventually took over. But like, it's so weird how stingy Konami is on like just this Egyptian symbol. Like, who cares? Like, do people really care about this? I don't know. I guess they really just don't want to offend people, but it's weird because your card game has the symbols in it anyway, and nobody's complaining about it. So, you can't have the double standard here. I think it's time to print these cards. And yeah, I guess we could read a couple more from the Reddit. Here's the Konami statement that I alluded to earlier, and then we're gonna wrap up here because this video is like already 20 minutes long. Yeah. So here's the tweet from the Konami TCG. Here we go. Konami Yu-Gi-Oh card game. In memory of Mr. Kazuki Takahashi, we are shocked and saddened to hear of the sudden passing of Mr. Kazuki Takahashi. We are deeply grateful for the wonderful Yu-Gi-Oh universe that he has created, and our thoughts are with his friends and family at this difficult time. Together with his countless fans, we pledge to carry out the Yu-Gi-Oh legacy with all the love and care it deserves. Amazing. I think that's a great statement. It was short, it was sweet, it was to the point. You got a bunch of people saying rest in peace. There's a scene from the anime, the final it's not the is that the final scene? I don't think so. No, there's a little bit more after this in the final episode. But Atem walking, the pharaoh himself, heading back to the afterlife. Just a beautiful scene from a beautiful game. And Europe. Oh, did they all have did every version, I guess Europe had like a different variant here. We are deeply grateful for the wonderful Yu-Gi-Oh universe that he has created, and our thoughts are with his friends and family at this difficult time. Together with his countless fans, we pledge to carry the Yu-Gi-Oh legacy with all love and care it deserves. Did it say the same thing? Oh, it did. We are deeply grateful. We're deeply grateful. Oh, maybe it was the same thing twice. Okay, so they just posted. It would have been cool if the European version had a slightly different version, but it's fine. Okay, and I guess we get down there far enough and people go crazy. But anything else that I wanted to cover? I'm trying so hard not to be broken about his death. That's, yeah, a lot of us are just taking it pretty hard here. Thank you, Takahashi, for an amazing childhood. May you rest in peace. I love that one. Just amazing. And thank you. What does this one say here? Sorry. Thank you, R.I.P. Takahashi. And we got a crying Karibo. Just very sad. Rest in peace, you absolute legend. And I think that's how I'm going to end things off. Rest in peace. Let me know in the comment section down below how Yu-Gi-Oh changed your lives. How did did it affect you like it affected me? I grew up playing this game. I still play it to this day. It's such an amazing game. I don't want to ever stop playing it. And this is really sad. This is truly, truly a sad day. So yeah, let me know all your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys next time then. Peace out. Bye-bye.